Graduates and guests, could I ask you all to rise to receive the academic procession?
Open this graduation ceremony. Please be seated. Vice-Chancellor, graduating students, guests, it is truly my great pleasure to welcome you to this graduation ceremony, one of the most special days in the life of you, the class of 2018. That pleasure is enhanced as I recognise that this year marks the 50th anniversary of the opening of this campus. Of course, I was in swaddling and only learning to toddle back then, but 1968 was a memorable year. A university campus in Coleraine before the first moon landing, that has to count for something, going where no woman nor man had gone before. Given the occasion, I thought rather than my usual witty and entertaining address, I would spend some time reflecting on the events of 1968 and how they have shaped world history ever since. It was, of course, the year of the Prague Spring. The great civil rights campaigner Martin Luther King was assassinated, as was Senator Robert Kennedy, 5 years after his brother, President John F. Kennedy, suffered the same fate. Christian Barnard carried out the first successful heart transplant, and a company that was to shape the future lives and work of many, including our own Vice-Chancellor, was formed in Santa Clara, USA. Intel went on to develop the first microchip and remains at the forefront of innovative technology today. Significant indeed, but the advent of the microchip led one unfortunate engineer in the Advanced Computing Centre at IBM at the time to comment, "But what is it good for?" Tantamount to telling the Beatles that they would amount to nothing. Their famous White Album, influencing future generations of popular music and popular culture, was released in 1968. Seems appropriate, particularly today, to our graduates to quote one of their songs from that album, "Blackbird singing in the dead of night, take these broken wings and learn to fly." It's funny, I I was appointed here partly because I supposedly associate with the young people of today, and here I am talking nostalgically about things you've never heard of. Of course, 1968 also saw the introduction of a product that was to become hugely significant for generations of students over the past 50 years. McDonald's sold their first Big Mac for the princely sum of 28p. That was the same price as a gallon of petrol. And for those of you who don't know what that is, there's plenty of old folk behind me that could explain. Seriously though, that year was a watershed for students across Europe. In the midst of worldwide social conflict and rebellion against bureaucratic elites, 800,000 students and university staff marched through Paris in protest at prevailing social conditions, poor wages and lack of opportunity for graduates. Protests in solidarity with millions of workers that almost brought down de Gaulle's government and brought about a large-scale social reform and a focus on civil and human rights that endures today. There endeth the world history lesson. Suffice it to say that it was a huge year of events in history, and I haven't even mentioned Manchester United winning the European Cup in 1968. That's the Champions League to you. I should mention here, of course, that it is absolutely wonderful and appropriate that Coleraine Football Club, sponsored by your Chancellor, has won the Irish Cup in this, the 50th anniversary year of a university campus in this town. I've talked much as Chancellor about the university's commitment to sport, and that commitment and initiatives like the work with the Harry Gregg Foundation, another United man, and the fantastic sports centre that I was privileged to open last year, all played no small part in Coleraine's success. Long may it last. Of course, in Northern Ireland, just as in the rest of the world, civil unrest was stirring and the civil rights campaign was growing in strength. A few years earlier, the Robbins Report had determined that as a result of the increased number of young people progressing through second-level education and seeking university places, there should be a second university in Northern Ireland, an alternative to the red brick South Belfast institution, whatever it's called. It's not important right now. The Lockwood Report recommended that the university be sited here in Coleraine. The rest, as they say, is history, and I hope you had an opportunity to see the timeline as you were waiting to come into the hall. This year is about recognising the huge part the new University of Ulster, the university we know today as Ulster University, has played in contributing to civic society not only in Coleraine, but Northern Ireland as a whole, and in widening access to a university education to a greater number of Northern Ireland's young people and to many in adult life who did not get the opportunity first time round. Ulster University is committed to that mission, but needs to work in partnership with the successors to those visionaries to enable us to deliver. Each of you has been given a commemoration pin, and I urge you to wear it with pride in representing Ulster University as part of its 190,000 alumni network worldwide. You, sitting here today, are the latest manifestation of that vision, the successors to many generations of wonderful graduates who have walked across this stage, and whilst we celebrate the anniversary of the first students on this campus, we recognise that today is the celebration of your achievements. Now, it's not for me to comment on how many Big Macs you might have had, or indeed how many glasses of wine or other liquid refreshment might have accompanied them during those long nights of study. But I'm absolutely certain that you have inherited the essential characteristic of the student experience, the ability to throw a good party. I can remember my student days, just about. They were spent at Jordanstown. They were brief, but oh, they were sweet. Of course, as Chancellor, nothing brings me greater joy than participating in the ceremonies celebrating your graduation, your hard work, your commitment, and your passion for education. Your families and friends are rightfully proud of your achievements, and I and the staff of the university are also proud of you. It's at times like these that one's reminded of the words of Helen Keller, who said, "Everyone has inside them a piece of good news. The good news is that you don't know how great you can be, how much you can love, what you can accomplish, and what your potential is." When I visit the university, as I do often, I never fail to be inspired by that potential and the energy and creativity that I see around all the campuses. As a graduate of Ulster, you will have benefited from that energy and creativity and have received an excellent education that has prepared you for the next stage of your career or your studies. But being a graduate of Ulster University also carries significant responsibility. During your time here, you have been encouraged to be innovative, to develop your own thoughts and to become leaders. However, it is not just what this university does that distinguishes it, it is also how we do it. You have been encouraged to become leaders within the framework of a well-defined and established value system. Values that mean that this university is open and honest in how it delivers excellent, accessible teaching and learning and excellent research and innovation. Values that see the university accountable for what it does and that enshrine our commitment to equality, diversity and inclusiveness. As graduates of Ulster, I look to you to bring those values to whatever you do in life. These are difficult times, and without being judgmental, or maybe at the risk of being judgmental, I consider that society needs strong and ethical leadership to build sustainable communities that have at their heart respect for those that make up the communities. To do so means you need to be proactive in bringing those values to society. We can't always assume that things will turn out the way we want them to, but the best defence against the unpredictable nature of life is constancy of wisdom, constancy of purpose, and constancy of values. As you progress through life, I can do no better than point you in the direction of the words of the great leader Mahatma Gandhi, who said, "Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values become your destiny." Powerful words indeed. Serious stuff. Nearly lost the run of myself there. But before I finish, can I offer my sincere congratulations to the Provost, Carice Hutchinson, and the team who have organised a fantastic programme around the campus for this anniversary year, not least the visit of Prince Charles a couple of weeks ago. I do hope the rest of the celebrations go well. Have a memorable day. I wish you every success with your plans for the future, whatever they are, and I leave you with some words from the late Steve Jobs. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. Congratulations. Have a great day. Thank you. In accordance with the wishes of the Senate and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I have conferred honorary degrees, and other academic distinctions of the University of Ulster on those named in the conferment list approved by the Senate. I call upon Professor Seawright to present Zoe Seaton for the honorary degree of Doctor of Fine Arts.
Inspiring and wonderful thing when you meet someone whose occupation and passion don't just overlap, but are actually one and the same thing. It's something we've got great empathy with in the Faculty of Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences, where we encourage students to embrace their talent and pursue a creative career. Zoe Seaton did just that, and would tell you, although it's not easy, it's perhaps one of the most rewarding career paths you could choose. It is a path that requires the support of your parents. And Zoe had a mum and dad who not only introduced her to our own Riverside Theatre here on the Coleraine campus, but encouraged her to follow her dreams and embrace something that she fell in love with and go on to study it at university. I know how proud they must be to see her rise to the top of her field. When we are engaged in convention-breaking, risky, creative activity, there's perhaps nothing more important than having family to lean on for encouragement advice and support. Zoe has had just that, and she talks about her husband Damien, who's with us here this afternoon, and about how he's endlessly supportive. He puts up with her dreaming aloud and problem solving regarding unlikely projects, and she knows very well that he's not the best theatre fan in the world, and they've worked out a red card system. I understand that if he's taken to something he doesn't like, he gets a 2-match suspension, which I liked. Zoe did her BA drama at the University of Kent, and ever since then theatre has been her life. But the link between her work and her passion doesn't end there, because in 1987 she started Big Telly Theatre Company with Jill McAneny, who also joins us here today, to celebrate an achievement I know that Zoe would attribute in part to Big Telly itself. Big Telly is a company which since its inception has aimed to innovate, to inspire and ignite the imagination through its production, touring and training activities. Zoe's been a huge part of them achieving that, and her directorial work has been consistently recognised as innovative, inspirational and boundary challenging. Zoe didn't have to travel far today. She's a local with Big Telly Theatre Company just up the road, and she was born in Ballymoney. And under Zoe Seaton's leadership, the company's range and scale of work is unparalleled, with reputation for innovation that's built on distinctive professional theatre productions which tour nationally and internationally, creative collaborations and pioneering community-based participation projects. The company is the only touring theatre company based outside Belfast and one of the largest theatre employers in Northern Ireland. Their typical annual programme of work includes original theatre productions which tour nationally, a year-long outreach programme with older people, including 5 to 10 productions and 700 workshops, a series of residencies in empty shops, at least 3 community-based events and projects with 5 to 10 local schools, and 1 or 2 collaborations with the business community. I'm sure many of you have encountered them in your paths. Its productions continue to be innovative, sometimes through commissioning new writing, sometimes devising new material, and sometimes adapting in radical ways classics for the Irish stage, such as Playboy of the Western World, the Colleen Bawn. Seaton's developed work with new writers through projects such as Comedy Hijack. She's adapted Jane Talbot's The Fairy Thorn for a production that toured across the UK and Ireland. She's made performances in theatres, Big Telly's own portable theatre, care homes, swimming pools and cars. Big Telly's summer schools and workshops and youth theatre activities bring skills and experience to young people right across Northern Ireland. As well as leading Big Telly as its artistic director for over 30 years, Zoe has been commissioned to work with a range of companies, including Replay, Tinderbox, The Lyric, Cahoots, as well as Hull Truck Theatre Company, Creation Theatre Oxford and Street Circus Company, Circo Rumbaba. Collaboration is a hallmark of her approach to creating work. So whether it's been with writer Nicola McCartney, composer Paul Boyd, director and magician Paul McAneny, the effect has been to create exciting and unconventional productions. She's initiated partnership projects with local councils, schools, artists, public and private bodies and trusts in ways that have been surprising and immensely rewarding for both sides. In 2005, Big Telly received an Arts and Business Creativity Award. They received the Arts Award most recently, and Seaton's version of The Little Mermaid toured swimming pools nationally and internationally and was recognised with the EDF Energy Arts and Kids Award, and that's a production I saw with my children and will never forget. More recently, in 2017, Big Telly's Trade Secrets project resulted in winning 2 Allianz Arts and Business Awards and the Corporate Responsibility Award for their partnership with 30 businesses here in Coleraine, Portrush and Portstewart, and also the prestigious Arts Award. Importantly too, Zoe has changed the ways in which people think about theatre. Her innovative approach to engaging with older people through the Spring Chickens and Golden Gangs projects has attracted substantial private sector sponsorship funding and engaged with people in the arts and their communities in new ways, winning plaudits and new friends for the company. The innovative I Spy Portstewart has led the commissions to produce site-specific immersive performance events in Ballachy, Garva, and most recently Newry and Paisley in Scotland. Her work has made an impact also beyond these shores. Seaton's innovative production of A Midsummer Night's Dream was performed by Creation Theatre in 2016 as an interactive adventure staged in and around Oxford city centre, and was remounted in 2017 for Clapham Omnibus in London. Cocoon travelled to the West End, and Little Mermaid has been staged in Taiwan, Denmark, and Serbia. Through this work, the company is an ambassador for the skills and creativity of Northern Ireland. Yet Zoe Seaton remains to work at a local level with schools and local communities and engaging with businesses here in Coleraine. Her creative achievements are matched by her role as a creative ambassador for Northern Ireland and her support for the university's programmes. She's been a strong supporter of the university, premiering work at the Riverside Theatre, contributing as a visiting lecturer to programmes in drama at McGee, English at Coleraine, supporting work as a visiting speaker at the inaugural drama showcase at McGee, and as a keynote at our Irish Theatrical Diaspora Conference. Zoe is a unique cultural entrepreneur. She reimagines the role that the arts can play in the lives of ordinary people and their communities. And that makes her the ideal recipient of this award, for Ulster University embraces innovation and entrepreneurial spirit, collaboration, creativity, and even disruption, something that she's been very good at. For that's how our graduates will make an impact on society, by thinking differently and committing their efforts fully in any discipline. So today it's truly my honour to present Zoe Seaton with this doctorate on behalf of Ulster University. And today we applaud her vision, her boldness, leadership, entrepreneurship, and her imagination, as much as her commitment to her discipline and the community she lives in. Chancellor, I present Zoe Seaton for you for the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa.
It gives me enormous pleasure to present to you the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa. I now call upon Professor Carmichael, Associate Dean of Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences, to present candidates.
Of Doctor of Philosophy, Mark Hammond. Rebecca Agar. Danielle Lynn Glover. Catherine Hilary McLaughlin Stonham. Leanne McMullen. Juliana Monteverdi. Kendra Ann Reynolds. Ryan Joseph Young. The degree of Master of Arts in Irish History and Politics, Cornelius Gerald Logue. The Postgraduate Certificate in Middle Leadership, Paula Burns. Gordana Kathleen Johnston. The Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Art and Design, Ashlyn Bagnall. Caroline Margaret Getty. Niamh Hurley. Ruth McGillicuddy. Emma Roberta McMinn. Lindsay Erin Mercer. Holly Patton. Stuart John Roberts. The Postgraduate Certificate in Education in English with Drama and Media Studies, Daniel Joshua Gavigan. Chloe Mallon. Lisa McKernan. Angela Marie McNutt. Susan Murphy. Catherine Nash. Joseph Thomas Page. Malgorzata Rai. Chloe Anna Simpson. Patricia Alice Steele. The Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Geography, Nicola Olive Margaret Chambers. Sarah Doherty. Margarita Farndle. Peter Ferguson. Joseph McElroy. Emma Muldrew. Michael O'Hare. Conley Quinn. Nuala Mary Patricia Stitt. The Postgraduate Certificate in Education in History, Una McCardle. Amy Elizabeth McElhatton. Oliver James Miller. Alana Morrow. Gronya O'Rourke. Christopher Smith. Jonathan Wright. The Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Home Economics, Jane Banks. Melissa Ashley Beattie. Catherine Ann Boyd. Fionnuala Conwell. Charlotte Harkness. Ashley Elizabeth Lee. Alice Ruth Lennox. Andrea Mackay. Laura Mooney. Dora Elizabeth Nesbitt. Emma Jane Fair. Catherine Elizabeth Ray. The Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Music, Carl Beer. Stephen Michael Beattie. Catherine Clark. Marguerite Dunn. Catherine Jill Huey. Ashleen Marie Lonergan. Alana Martina McCabe. Katie Anna McKeown. Sarah Margaret Minahan. The Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Physical Education, Sean Cassidy. Amy Elizabeth Foster. Jessica Foy. Kerry Linda Jones. Stuart Lightbody. Enda McFerrin. Sarah McGrath. Oren McElmurray. Declan McKiernan. Rachel Louise Smith. Anya Tubridy. The Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Primary Education, Jennifer Lee Bannister. Brona Bell. David Blakely. Kathleen Jessica Clark. Lois Amy Colgan. Michaela Conway. Ramona Christine de Kock. Naomi Elizabeth Donnell. Pauline Mary Downey. Hannah Elliott. Stuart Alan Benjamin Gibson. Philip Graham Hill. John Patrick Hughes. Samantha Hindman. Amy Charlotte Johnston. Deborah Kirk. Neve Claire Lafferty. Timothy Dean Maxwell. Tracy Ann McKeown. Megan McLaughlin. Ashleen Marie Morgan. Jonathan James Murdoch. Megan Alexandra Pettage. Lily Sitlington. Catherine Ann Weir. Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Technology and Design, Stephanie Janine Hutchinson. Terence Joseph McGrath. Jamie Robert Henry McKeown. Kelly Jane McWilliams. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Applied Languages and Translation and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Catherine Rachel Keyes. Patrick Rowland. Lauren Henry. Aoife Monaghan. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in English and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Brendan Joseph Duncan. Bethany Kenny. Niamh McNally. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in English with Film Studies and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Samantha Roderick. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in English with Psychology and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Danielle Reid. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Film Studies with English and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Jessica Kernahan. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in French and Geography and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Laura Ann Lavery. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in French and German and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Judith Campbell. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in French and Spanish and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Ewan McLaren. Stephen McKeeman. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in French with International Development and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Owen Brady. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in French with Psychology and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Lucia Joanne Mulholland. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in French with Spanish and Diploma in International Academic Studies, James Hemphill. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in German and Spanish and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Susan Smith. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in German with Chinese and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Anton Arkhipov. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in German with Psychology and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Cheyenne Lita George. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in History and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Ryan Brown. Alexander Brendan Convery. Megan Elizabeth Macaulay. Michael O'Neill. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in History with Spanish and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Morare Stewart. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Journalism with French and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Dylan McKergan. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Media Studies and Production and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Alexandria Barry. Anna Besma Najai. Ryan James Colin Weir. Gareth Miles Greenfield. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Spanish with History and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Maeve Lunny. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in English and Spanish and Diploma in Professional Practice International, Sinead McKeown. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in French and History and Diploma in Professional Practice International, Glenn David Wasson. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Spanish with Chinese and Diploma in Professional Practice International, Rachel Murray. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Spanish with Education and Diploma in Professional Practice International, Megan Ramsey. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Spanish with French and Diploma in Professional Practice International, Niamh Martin. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Spanish with Psychology and Diploma in Professional Practice International, Joshua Kennedy. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Applied Languages and Translation, Lucy Megan Young. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in English, Jessica Doran. Rachel Irving. Emma Keeney. Shannon Ann McCallion. John Paul Mulkeen. Carla Rowney. Olivia Smith. Ruth Louise Barclay. Amy Braniff. Deborah Dillon. Mary Kate Dobbin. Hayley Dunning. Victoria Sarah Gray. Natalie Greer. Shannon Guinea. Jessica Lee. Lauren Loughlin. Jennifer Lochry. Rachel McClure. Andrew McIntyre. Bronwyn Caprice Morrison. Michael John Niblock. Neve Shields. Connor William Wilson. Sarah Dale. Hayley Julie. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in English and History, Joshua Ryan. Christopher Cunningham. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in English with Education, Charlotte McCandless. Gemma McGurk. Eva Claire McKeown. Katie Anna Namate. Melissa Jane Paget. Chloe Thompson. Leah Ellen Sharon Thompson. Kathleen Patricia Convery. Melissa Sinead Norton. Ashleen Robinson. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in English with Media Studies, Lucy Hannah. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in English with Psychology, Lauren Alice Harris. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Film Studies with Photo Imaging, Stuart McLean. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in French and Spanish, Tom Higgins. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in French with Spanish, Lauren Reed. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in History, Jordan Bertricelli. Hannah Calvert. Rebecca Amy Coulter. Dennis Hawke. Joseph McClements. Rachel Ann Stewart. Lauren Young. Jack Buchanan. Kieran Cartmill. Christopher Kenneth Chambers. David Concannon. Amy May Dornan. Ryan Allen Gilmore. Toby Gervin. Shana Louise Harris. Emma Howard. Jeffrey Lockery. Tina Cheyenne McFarlane. Connor McGaughey. Edel McHugh. Shannon Maria McVeigh. Cahill Megan. Ryan Porter. Jordan Shearer. Catherine Rebecca Ann Stewart. Scott Richard Ian White. Cahir Podrick Wilhare. Luke Matthew Adamson. Sean McNichol. Niall O'Neill. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in History with Education, Ciara Shannon Boyle. Ruth Amelia Jane Connolly. Stephen Ferguson. Mark Samuel Derrick Kinnear. Joseph Scanlon. Joanne Corr. Calvin James Galbraith. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in History with English, Hayley Quigg. Sarah Curry. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Journalism with Computing, David Wright. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Journalism with Education, Shannon McSeveny. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Journalism with English, Emma Steenson. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Journalism with Geography, Kyle Thomas Johnston Anderson. Ryan Richardson. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Journalism with History, Jonathan William Robert Walsh. Andrew Brian Boggs. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Journalism with Marketing, Matthew Bell. Malgorzata Anna Shoshin. Rebecca Young. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Media Studies and Production, Megan Denise Barbara Colvin. Fiona Cuff. Michael Brian Foster. Shannon Hamilton. Peter Kirch. Naomi Marshall. Stephen James Rock. Robert Watson. James Daniel Wilson. Dylan Armstrong. Courtney Ann Briscoe. Emma Mary Louise Canning. Michael Thomas Delaney. Stacey Dickey. Laura Jane Donnelly. Peter Hamilton. Kirsty Marie Harbinson. Mark Stephen Holland. Sean Jennings. Ariane Lundy. Niall Marcus. Stephen MacDonald. Jack McGimsey. Darren McGuigan. Seamus McKnight. Hannah Rebecca McMullen. Peter McWhirter. Francis O'Manning. Cleona Quinn. Roisin Roberts. Chloe Hannah Scott. Kerry Topping. Eamon Michael Joseph McGillicuddy. Connor Michael McGoldrick. Gareth Montgomery. Darren Pollock. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Media Studies with Business, Natalia Ronska. Callum Martin. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Media Studies with Computing, Heather Sharon Ann Irwin. Gareth Lindsay. Megan Rachel Stephanie Sweeto. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Media Studies with Film Studies, Shauna Mulvenna. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Media Studies with Marketing, Kieran Donnelly. The degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Media Studies with Psychology, Jessica Karen Wright. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Interactive Media, James Brennan. Alistair Henry Ash. Grace Caulfield. Jack Alexander Colhoun. Adam Jackson. Kira Merton. Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of candidates from Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences.
thank you, Professor Carmichael, for presenting candidates. I have to say, I don't think there's many chancellors at the universities all over here and across the water that are sometimes greeted by their graduates saying, "Well, Jimmy, how's the form? Geez, you're looking very well." I now call upon our honorary graduate, Dr. Seaton, to address the congregation on behalf of those who have been presented.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Professor Paul Seawright, members of the Council, distinguished guests, graduates and recipients of awards, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, thank you, Ulster University, so much for the honour bestowed on me today. I am absolutely delighted, not just for me, but for all those who support me to make the work I am passionate about. My husband, my family, my friends, the incredible staff at Big Telly Theatre Company, and all of the hundreds of artists I get to work with each year, without whom simply nothing happens. I'd like to offer huge, heartfelt congratulations to all of the graduates and award winners here today. Today marks the beginning of a whole new adventure. What do you want to be always seemed like a ridiculous question to me, as if what you wanted to be was waiting on a shelf somewhere for you to choose it, and then once you chose it, that was it, you'd stop. Life's not like that. The world is changing very, very fast, and our roles are changing even faster than ever. So what you've got to do is pay attention, not to the world, but to yourself. You've got to notice when you are most engaged. Notice what excites you, what bores you, what you're curious about, what you care about. Notice what's important to you, because the best thing you can be is the best version of yourself. My dad was a total maverick. He was an architect and an inventor and a sailor and a people person, and he was my greatest inspiration. And career talks with my dad went something like this. Do you like being inside or outside? And I'd say, I like being inside. And he'd say, when you're inside, do you like it when you're on your own, or do you like it when you're with lots of people? And I'd say, I like it when I'm with lots of people. And he'd say, do you like it when you're in charge, or do you like it when somebody else is in charge? And I'd say, well, I quite like when I'm in charge. Do you like it when it's noisy, or do you like it when it's quiet? I like it when it's noisy. What he was doing was training me to notice when I was most engaged. When I was 12, the Riverside Theatre opened, and all of our lives changed, not just because we saw amazing theatre, which we did, but because we had the opportunity to be part of it. My dad turned from architecture to set design, my mum from domestic science teacher to costume maker, my brother got into the technical side, and I decided I was going to act. And then I was in a show called Oliver, which inspired a bunch of us to start our own youth theatre. We met twice a week and we learned about theatre and discipline and how to work together. I mean, it was hard because there were some quite random people. There were some very shy, retiring people. I remember some guy called Nesbitt, who was part of that, but even he came out of his shell. One year, we were asked to audition for a musical. It was a group audition. We were all in there together. Now, our Chancellor probably sang Bohemian Rhapsody, which was his party piece at auditions. But I warbled my way through Happy Birthday. Not a note right did I get. And everybody knew, and I was mortified because I was the leading light of the youth theatre and I had failed so publicly in front of everyone. So I rushed home and I went into my bedroom and I slammed the door and I thought, how am I going to cope with this? And then I thought, I'm going to make a joke of this. So I made a badge that said failed actress. And when I came out, I was wearing my badge and my dad looked at it and he smiled and he said, yep, you've got to own your failures as much as your successes. So I decided I wanted to direct rather than act, and I wanted to study at a university rather than a drama school because I wanted to meet as wide a range of people as possible. So I got the bus to Canterbury, and I thought I would probably never be back. 4 years later, I hitched a lift home with my best friend, and we started a theatre company called Big Telly. The name came from a young deaf girl we met who talked about the theatre as the big telly, and we liked the idea that the theatre might be as accessible as watching TV. I still like that idea. So 30 years later, we've toured the world with a show set in swimming pools. We've turned empty shops across Northern Ireland into temporary art spaces. We've made radical work with older people, which is about the future and not the past. And now we make immersive multi-site games for town centres. And we're making one right here to celebrate the university's 50th year. It's called Degree of Danger. What I've noticed is that I like challenge and I like change. Find out what you like and try not to compare yourself to other people, because there will always be someone doing better and there will always be someone doing worse. Pay attention to who you are and how you feel about what you do. Ask yourself, does it make me happy? And when am I most engaged? I believe that our greatest gift is the power of our imagination. As Einstein famously said, logic can take you from A to B, but imagination can take you anywhere. It's like a muscle, though. It needs exercise or it will seize up. Work it, flex it, and use it to take you wherever you want to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Seaton. Zoe, I remember those days on Oliver as some of the happiest days of my life, and it seems like yesterday, not 40 years ago. She's lasted well. I now call upon Naomi Marshall, a new graduate in the Faculty of Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences, to propose a vote of thanks.
Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, I am pleased and privileged to speak to you on behalf of those graduating today. Our degree certificates are a very tangible demonstration of hard work, effort and dedication. Of course, behind that very rewarding, very special and eagerly anticipated parchment lies every part of our experience at Ulster University. And it is that experience that shapes our future prospects and potential, our studies, the relevance of the knowledge and life skills that we have acquired, the confidence that we have gained and the firm friendships we have made. We have managed the challenges of completing our studies with our ambitions firmly fixed on the opportunities that will lie ahead for us as an Ulster University graduate. No two experiences at Ulster University are the same. However, throughout my 4 years, one particular theme has reoccurred. Through studying, student council, societies and friendships I have made across many different courses, including my own, I have found that the encouraging atmosphere has followed each of us through our time here. Be it a pep talk from a lecturer, speaking to the student union staff during a lunch break, or running into classmates in the library. We always stood by each other here, comforted each other and encouraged each other to be our best selves, to remind each other that the possibilities were and are still going to be endless. I would like to thank my fellow students. We each worked hard. However, the determination to see each other succeed is as special to me as our individually earned degrees are today. Graduating today, it is encouraging to know that Ulster University alumni are leading, contributing, and inspiring and influencing far and wide. Through the alumni networks, we can learn from those who have gone before us, and the alumni programs and services on offer enable us to stay connected and supported as we embark upon fresh challenges and opportunities. Ulster University is a place where knowledge is created, generated, shared and brought to life. We leave here as assured and well-equipped graduates, ready to fulfil our career ambitions. The knowledge and attributes that we have acquired in our time here will in turn shape and influence others in the many and varied paths that each of us here today will now choose to take. We remain ambassadors for the university, proud to tell others of the doors that it can open and the possibilities it presents. On behalf of my fellow students and friends here today, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our families and friends who have supported and encouraged us in our university careers. Of course, our lecturers and support staff are right at the heart of our time here at Ulster University, and we thank them for their inspiration, understanding and guidance. So thank you for being part of this very special occasion, a celebration for everyone, not just for those of us graduating, but for all who play a part in harnessing potential and shaping bright futures. Please do enjoy the rest of your day with us.
Thank you very much, Naomi. Just before I invite our graduates to go off into what I should tell any visitors to Coleraine, this is a very typical day for Coleraine. It's a wee bit chilly, if anything, actually, out there. But before you go off to celebrate today and to rejoice in the continued relationship of Danny and Jack and Love Island and reel from the horrible and dastardly way Josh has treated Georgia, is it? Before you go out, I want to echo Naomi's words and remind you that sat here today are mothers who bore you, parents who have nurtured, cherished, been driven mad by you, family and friends who supported you, but all of them sit here rightfully proud today because of your wonderful achievement. And as you all know, that achievement would not have been possible without a lot of their love and support. So put your hands together for your parents, your families and your families. I declare this graduation ceremony closed and invite the new graduates to join the academic procession.